And welcome to another DeNami Design YouTube video. Today we're going to be creating a card from start to finish, and this is the card that we're going to be creating. As you can see, it's just a really classic Christmas card. It doesn't take a lot of time and it's really elegant looking. I wanted to zoom in a little bit. You can see that it has sparkly stars, and we've used 2 stamps here. So I'm going to show you how to create this card, and let's get started. For our card base, we're using a piece of hunter green cardstock, and we're going to be stamping the teeny star background all across the back. So I'm going to show you the stamp. Mine is very well loved. This is the stamp, and we're going to be using the Olympia Green VersaFine ink. And this green works really well with this hunter green. It's like a hunter kind of a color ink. So we're just going to start from the top and work our way down and just do the teeny stars all across. We'll just need one more here. Okay, so here is the card base that we're doing. And then next we're going to be getting our main panel, which is going to be a piece of white cardstock. This one measures 3 1/8 by 5 1/2. And then we're going to be outlining it with a piece of brown craft cardstock, and this one measures 3 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then for the last piece, we have a piece of sage, which is 3 1/2 by 5 1/2. So they all kind of just work together. For our main image, we're using the medium pine, and this is a classic older stamp that we've had, and we're kind of bringing it around and showing you how versatile and great it is. And then for this one, we're going to be stamping it in the Aloe Vera Versa Magic ink. This is a really soft green. It has a chalky kind of an ink, so it's really fun to use. Okay, so we're just going to be stamping it. We're not going to stamp it right in the center because we are going to be adding a piece of ribbon. So I'm just going to be stamping it a little bit towards the top, just slightly towards the top. Okay, so there is that. And then for our other stamp, we're going to be using the I-35 Star Swirl, and we're using it with the Olympia Green VersaFine ink. And then we're just going to stamp right on top of this one. As you can see, they work really well together. And then next we're going to be adhering this to the craft cardstock that we've already cut. So I'm just going to use my ATG, and we're just going to go across the back. And it's actually a little bit hard for me to see where the actual piece is, so I'm just going to add this one. Okay. So before we adhere this to the sage, we're going to be adding our ivory with gold ribbon. And this ribbon is so beautiful. It's 5/8 width, but I wanted to show you that it has like an iridescent gold, and it has like the shimmer to it. It's very elegant looking. It's great for weddings. I know quite a few people have used it for their weddings before, their wedding invitations and the programs. So anyways, we're going to be adding this to the back. And we're just adding it below the tree. It's going to go right above the sentiment here. So, and I'm not going to be cutting it off until I figure out how much exactly I need, because we don't want to waste this pretty ribbon. So I'm just going to create a bow with it. So I'm just going to okay. So I'm just going to do it off to the left. I'm just going to create my bow. And the great thing about this ribbon, it's nice and workable. It's not too thick, so it's hard to create the bows. It's really easy to like fidget with it and create the perfect bow that you want. So just going to fluff up these loops, and I'm just going to create a medium-sized bow. So Okay. And then now we can cut off the ends. And we're just going to do them at a diagonal. So I'm just going to do this one like this. And you can play around if you wanted to do a little bit bigger. That would work for this card as well. Okay, so there's our ribbon. And before I add my sentiment, I'm actually going to adhere this to the sage. The reason I'm doing this is so once we adhere the adhesive back here, the ribbon's not going to move around. So before we do, we want to just double check, make sure it's exactly where we want it, because it's not going to be moving after that. So I'm just going to add the adhesive. It's going to go right over the ribbon. Then we're just going to put it here on our sage. Okay, and now for the last stamp we're doing is the F181 Classic Seasons Greetings. We're just going to be using the Olympia green once again. And then you're just going to want to lift up the bow a little bit just so it doesn't get onto that ribbon. And there's our sentiment there. Okay, so now we just need to adhere this to our card base. So I'm going to grab my card base and then we're just going to flip this over. And you're just going to want to make sure it's nice and centered. You have the hunter green on both sides. And then because we've used adhesive, it's kind of flattened the bow so you can fluff up your bow a little bit. And then so you can leave the card exactly like this. It's really great if you need to do the mass producing, but if you're just doing a few of these cards, it's kind of fun to add some quickie glue to the stars. It just adds a little bit of shimmer to it. It makes it a little bit more special. And because this quickie glue pen has such a fine tip, it's really easy to do these little stars here. So I'm just going to go and add the glue right in all these stars, and we're just going to add some glitter to it. Okay, and I'm going to use the extra fine glitter that we have, and it's just a iridescent, so it doesn't have any particular color, just kind of a clear. I'm going to just tap off the excess. You can see it has like the glittery stars. Just such a pretty card. I know that it would be really great for just about anybody that you have in your life, whether it be a coworker or a boss, neighbors. This is just a really great one. And the great thing about this one, you can actually switch out the sentiment. So if you'd rather have Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays, but any of those ones would work as well on this card. And so thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this really quick and simple classic Christmas card, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.